Hello there, and welcome to this episode of A Tiny Dot in Space, a series where I explore the various states, territories, counties, regions, districts, whatever the first level of subdivisions of the various countries on Earth are called, and I do so on GeoGuessr. And my objective is A, to go and see places I haven't seen before and probably never will. B, hopefully have a little fun while I'm doing so. And C, try to score 25,000 points in whatever region I am playing at any given time. If I succeed in doing that, well, that region is done and completed and will not feature again in the series. And if I fail to do so, well, then it might feature again at some later date. Today we are going into Norway and my home country, and we're going to one of the regions I failed to 25k in my previous series, which was about European regions. So if you're missing a European region by and by, it might be because that I did 25k in the previous series and it won't feature here. So yeah, Agder is the southern part of Norway, on the southern coast of Norway and the inland, and it's generally referred to as Sørlandet, i.e. the southern country. And this is the part of Norway that gets the most sun hours during the year, and is very much a favorite haunt for families and a lot of people to go in the summer. A few nice beaches around, but mainly the attraction here is all the tiny islands and going boating here, or staying if your family has a cabin out in the countryside. But there's also good hiking terrain here up in the inner parts of the county. And Agder has about 322,000 inhabitants, just shy of 15,000 square kilometers. And the capital of the area is the city of Kristiansand, which is down here in this model here, which is one of the largest cities in Norway. It has, 67,372 people. Now, that is excluding the people who live on the other side of the fjord here. And if we counted those, I think things would look much different. Then we would be about 80,000 people plus. But anyways, that's not just details, really. And so we've got a lot of towns along the coast here, and then there's hardly anything inland. But we'll see where we wind up. Chances are we'll get a lot of nothing because there's myriads of tiny roads in this county. Let's see, I'm just going to put the challenge link in a safe spot. There we go. Now, I lived for a number of years in this area in my teens. But it's been a while since I did any extensive traveling here. And unfortunately, that sign doesn't help me much. Could have given me the road number, but then again, it says F904, so it is County Road 904, but you won't find that on any map. It will probably say the name of a road or something. Now, this could be... What does it say? Nedkleiv Mannen? Or Månen? Well, we're definitely inland somewhere. We could be up here in Åsedal, but we could also be somewhere around Bygland. So I think we're in this general sort of section, but I could well be wrong. But it has... let's see what we're coming up on. Jylland. God, okay, so Jylland is, let's see, Jylland is, we've got Jylland here and here. There's like two places called Jylland. I would think that we're probably, now it says Jylland God, which means the Jylland farm. And So we'll just have to see whether it's this Yulon or it could be. I mean, this barn here could well be that thing there. So if there's a building at the back here, which there most likely is, well, I think we have our, yeah, and of course then there was the river, and the bend in the river that we just passed. So this is it. I would think, yeah, we could just head down the road and see if there's a chapel here. Let's see. I think this one is, yeah, that's the chapel. Yulon Chapel. Now, this probably won't be easy. It won't be easy at all, but we got the river very close to the road. That's at least something, but I don't know that is the something I want or need. Yeah, this could be a tricky one. Is there a river coming? No. I was wondering if there was a river coming down that way. So let's see. So how? Okay, so we got some good bends here. Could easily be these. Let's see. Seems plausible. Then a long straight bit down towards the farm. Yeah, we're definitely on. So we're somewhere there then. It would appear. Now we are. So this bend is here. We are going slightly north, east or north, so should be about where I have put myself, but ooh, this is missable. This is very missable. Let's see. 1, 2, and we're out of the bend. Opposite way. 1, 2, and we're out of the bend. So we're in the middle of the bend. So there-ish, possibly. There's also, oh, let's see. Oh, hello. Did I? Yeah, we're slightly south of that little, I think, that little extension in the river. But I don't know if that was a good move. I'm gonna put it there. Good, okay, well, actually moved away from the proper location, but that was a good start, even though it was way out in the boonies. Right, this one almost looks familiar. I know there was a sign over there, but I'll just get the directions and stuff. Yeah, it's almost familiar, but I don't think it is. Let's see what it says on the sign. Åland. Well, there's quite a lot of places in Norway called Håland, and you might identify that with the name of the Norwegian Håland and Manchester City Football Club. So we got the Kristiansand Road and the Håland Road. So I would assume that we are somewhere west of Kristiansand. So Kristiansand basically means, well, the landing of Christian. Christian was one of the Danish kings from back when Norway was in a union with an effectively a vassal of Denmark for several centuries, until Denmark found themselves on the losing side in the Napoleonic Wars and had to abstain Norway to Sweden. Well, how about this? I'm starting to wonder if I should have gone the opposite way. This kind of has the feeling of Valand. Okay. I should know where Valan is. Are we going north here? Let's see, so Valan and Lindland, yeah, so we're somewhere somewhere in, should be somewhere in this area. Oh, here's Valan. Right. So Holland should be here then. Let's see, so if we are coming up on Valan, but why am I going north here? So are we gonna cross that? No, never. Oh, we're probably down here then. No, what am I doing? Oh yeah, here we are, Hollandsveien. The Holland Road. Okay. Excuse me. And we're looking westwards, and we have several roads here. We have this walkway thingy and a crow. And that has to be Dyboveien. No, it's not, is it? Well, it should be. Let's see, so down that road we're looking... Yeah, we're looking at this little fjord a bit. It's just... Okay, so it's a private road, so that might be why this one isn't showing. This one here is not showing like that. So... just gonna have a wee look here. Okay. So question is... No, we're not on that. We're not on that one, are we? So there's a house here. But the road is doing that stuff. But no, that's not right, because the road that does that stuff... Oh. No, now I'm looking at this one. Yeah. And then we got on the bend here. We got that one. That's probably an old school house. They built a lot of those, but it could also be a parish hall. So this would definitely be the right spot for that. This area was absolutely lousy with parish halls back in the day, and schools. So, wish I could see the number on that thing. But it has to be the 442. I think there was no, oh, actually, that thing up there and that's blacked out must be the 442. And then that must be that, I guess. Just because it needs a little of confirmation. Yep, then we got the other building, this one behind that. So we are done faffing about, and we should be safe here. Yes. Next one. Oh no. Right. Okay, so my initial feeling is that we are somewhere in here. But that could be a big miss. Let's see, going south is always a good idea in this part of Norway. Or at least normally. So it's a good thing that there is houses here, because otherwise we could have been going on for a long time. What is it? This road called? It's called Lånebacken. Okay. It kind of feels... It very much feels like this area, but I could well be wrong. So we have water on the west side of the road, and whoa, this is a twisty one. Well, nothing new about that. These roads tend to be very twisty. Let's see, Eikeland. Right, I think that puts us... actually, isn't there a place here in Gjerstad called Eikeland? Oakland, actually. And I wonder if there isn't somewhere over here called Eikeland as well. Hmm. Ah, here we've got the road number. We're on the 410. And the 410 runs... Yeah, what does that run? Has the 411. There's the 410. Okay, that's a surprise. So I guess, could Eikeland be here? Yeah, here's Eikelandveien. Right. So we are somewhere up in this vicinity. Let's see, so we got water on the west side. Now, if there was water on the other side as well, although, let's see, so we've got buildings coming up. Probably those, I'd say. So that would put us up here. Let's see, we had Lunebakken, yeah, that's the one down there. And can we see the lake on the other side here? The answer to that is yes. That's the other lake. So these buildings here are these buildings. So that means we're on this bend and we are almost done with it. So it should be around here. Okay, let's do a little count. 1, 2, and we're done with the bend. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll actually say that we're done with the bend at 4. So there to there. Oh no, we're not going to fall for that. No, 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 no. There to there. Nope, I'm not going to touch that, I think. Look perpendicular and slightly southwest. I'm going for that. Okay, cool. City. Could be Kristiansand. Most likely is. Although... Well, yeah, so we're definitely on the coast. Looking southeast. We could also be... Could also be around Arendal, Grimstad. Well, Andal, as the locals say. And this city was apparently, as Disney law has it, the inspiration for Arundel in Frost, the movie. Kjønneheia, Kjønnebakken. Ooh, those are familiar names, but I can't quite decide whether they are in Kristiansand or not. But we shall find out presently. And let's see, what does it say? Kjønneveien. Kjønneveien, yeah. So that would mean like Tarn or Forest Pond Road. I'm starting to think we must be in Arendal. Let's see. That's something I haven't seen. That's an unfamiliar name to me, in which I believe increases the chances that we are somewhere in Kristiansand. Well, pretty well familiar with the names of places in Orosskogen. Yeah. Isn't there an Oros in Kristiansand? But remembering where that is, that's another thing. No, wait a minute. Ah, all right, so we're in Søgne. Okay. So we are in Orosskogen. So that's the the Oros Woods. So we got the sand and outer. That we're missing. see now, I'm missing the, okay, right, here we go. Kjønnheia, we were up here somewhere. Let's see. So the road is going south. Southwest. Were we up here then? Yes, we were. Okay, so I guess we had some house numbers to play with. This is number 20. Which must be this one. And we are looking straight at it from there. Have a look here. Yep, that's number 9. And well, that tells me that we are here. Nice. The 102 on what road? How convenient. 5 kilometers to Vennesla. And we're on the 405. This one is a gift. So let's see, the 102 and 104. We're 5 kilometers from Vennesla, so it should be around here, I guess. And the question is, what does it say on that sign? It's just on the commune border as well. 5 kilometers to Vennesla. Direction is almost straight north. No, that's not the place. I think we might be a little further down. We need to find a 102 on the Vennesla road. Most likely. Let's see. Are there any businesses around in this? Here's a business. This is... what does it say? Bio stoves, interiors, outdoor spaces, and design. A3. And here we are looking almost due north. On the 405. How does that work? Here we are. Let's see, so we were down here. And we were looking at the 102. And we are here. Wow, we're done already? Wow. Yeah, we need to do a second run here. Well, this is going to be the challenge round. So, yeah, that's a little on the short side. Let's do one more. So, and yeah, we're not going to. Well, I can make a challenge out of it, but well, we can always copy the link of that as well and put 2 challenges in. Let's see. So, like so. Now we've copied that link as well. Let's see. And sports park. Okay. And well, what's this place then? This looks eerily familiar. Not sure what it is though, but nah, this must be in a different part. Well, it could be. Aha. Between Hövåg and Kristiansand on the 401. So that means we're somewhere here. And oh wow, okay, that's quite some time between the two. Dvergsnes way. Okay, that makes it easier. So Dvergsnes is out here somewhere. So yep, Dvergsnes way. So this is where we currently are, and we came from Dvergsnes way. So let's see. There's the sports facilities. And so it says here is a sports park. And so we should be here. Let's have a look at the buildings that are supposed to be here. That one. So that should place us here then. Yeah, we're fairly close to that road. Slightly closer to that. Good one. Next round. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm very glad I didn't get this one on the first round. That's a fairly big lake. I remember when I did my communes series in Norway. And I remember I was stuck on some back roads in this area for a long time. This could actually be in the same area-ish. Interesting that the terrain is rising to the south. Oh, okay. We're actually somewhere. And that's curious. So it's a right-of-way road. So what is this place? Borteli. That is in Åseral, isn't it? Yes, here's Bortelid. So either we are on this one, this big lake here. Could also be on this smaller one. Well, we could also be here. Let's see. So is it possible to spot this thing? So we're going straight south, so we are not along this lake. Could be along this lake, but that's not likely. I think that would have been paved. Or this how firm surface, and here we're on the wrong side of a lake. So, but I don't think we're here. Although it does fit with this bend that's coming up here. It does. So let's say, just for the sake of argument, that this is where we are. In that case, we should... Oh, hello. Okay, that's definitely not where we are. That was quite an unexpected turn of events, quite literally. Okay, so we're somewhere in the area of Bortelid. But where? So the sign said something about Bortelid Utmarkslag, which is sort of a local association for managing the well, basically forests and lakes, and so the non-cultivated lands. Interesting. So how does this work? So we could actually... Really? No. No way. No way. But we could... So how does this even work then? So we came around... Yeah, this is the bend. So how does this work with this then? So that thing... No, there must be a road below here. Yeah, you can see there are several cabins down below here. Yeah, and that road comes... Okay, so oh gods. This is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, but there's a but. There is a but. Why don't I see this road down there? Well, that's probably around the bend over there. Let's see now. Yep, there it is. Here's the bend. And there's this road. So we're somewhere around there. Ooh, that's going to be a nicky one. What did it say on that sign? Ah, it's a sign about water or the lakes that have been regulated for hydroelectricity in the area. So all of these dark blue ones are subject to regulating. And you see they've been regulating this water quite a lot. They've been tapping the lake to produce hydropower. Quite a common sight. Okay, so we now know where we are. And that thing there, this bend here, must be that. Now, I can spot something that looks like a cabin to the northeast. I started to think my placement here isn't all that crazy. Northeast is sort of that way. So, and if I turn around, there's still a little distance to that bend. So, actually, I'm thinking I might be a little too far south. Is that a cabin as well? Or no, that's the lake. That is the lake. But that's definitely a cabin, and that is definitely to the northeast. And so I think we're looking at that one. So I'm going to place myself there. That's probably too far away. But it's good. Excellent. Okay. What does this one say? Gjerilstad. I wonder. Not sure. Not at all. But I wonder if that could be around here somewhere. The first episode I played in my Communes of Norway series, like way back. That's like, what, 4 years ago now? I believe I saw that name, or I could be very mistaken. Let's see, the 415, I'm very mistaken. Because the 415 is over here somewhere. Here's the 415. That's a fairly long one and runs all the way from here to there. Doesn't help me much, but let's see what we can find out. Gjerilstad, so that's moving northwards. And we got lakes over there. Could we be... Not quite there. So we've got lakes to the northwest. There's a couple of instances of that, but is that even a road? Well, let's have a little layout and see if we can get a little further look of the lay of the land here. That... I was about to say that's the railroad. If it is... Yeah, it could be the old railroad. So we got Nelaug over here, which is absolute middle of nowhere, but it is sort of a railroad hub because it this is where the main railroad line going along, well, inside the southern coast, branches off to Arendal. And there was also an old railroad line, and there's still parts of it, as you can see, existing. And this railroad has long since been closed. But I'm wondering, this is where we are now. This is the Gjerilstad. Because Gjerilstad intersection, because first we have this road, and as we come further up into the bend, we have this road. So we're somewhere up here. And, yeah, we are just as this bend starts. And that's a tricky one because it can be there. It could also be there, but I'm gonna go with that. No, not so sure that's a good idea. Gonna move it forward maybe a meter. Well, okay, fair enough. Not too bad. Then we got ourselves inside. We're probably in Sögne again. So, but, well, it kind of looks very Sögne-ish. So now I just need to find the name of this road, which is apparently in a different part of Sögne, Torvbon. So the peat, what should we call it? The peat flats. Linneflaten. Okay. So Linneflaten is to the north. And so the industrial area of Linneflaten, where could that be? Well, that's of course trusting that trailer I saw reflected the actual name of the place. That we actually are in Sögne. Let's see what it says here. Oh, Torvmoen again. So that is, and here we got something. We're on the 456. Oh, I got that one wrong. It's the 456. And there's Torvmoen. The kindergarten. So let's see, so were we outside the kindergarten or what? No. We're looking south and we're probably looking at these guys. Let's see, number 2. Yeah, that's number 2. And we're actually on the bend, aren't we? Yeah. A bit like that. Yep. Torvmosløyfa, the Torvmo loop or something. Like that. Ooh, and then we got ourselves a real tough one for the end. What's that going on? What's going on there? All right. Okay, it was a solar panel. I thought it was a banner of some sort. So we got a cabin over there, so that is handy. But oh my. Oh, okay, that's also handy. Got numbers. Oh, big numbers. 2549. And we are actually coming up to a location as well. Midland. Now that is a location I haven't heard of before, but have a feeling that we're somewhere around here. That's sort of a Midland is a sort of name I think you would see in this area. And then we also got these hills here. Let's see, oh, heading southwest actually. Okay, so it could be in this area, for instance. I wouldn't know though what. Okay, so that's southwest, and I got my internal compass turned around again. So, and we got some very high road numbers. So, oh, what did it say there? That's a campsite. Ronsebackan. Huh. And it said skiing courses. So that rather suggests that we are up here somewhere instead. Well, further exploration is required. Yeah. This might go on for a bit. But we shall see. Okay. Oh, we're coming up on a commune border, so we are entering sea. Ooh. And we're on the 42. Okay. So we're down here. We're actually right on the border to Rogaland. So there's Ronsebakkan, this is Midland. And I would think that the cabin we saw is that. At least that's my initial hunch. And I have a feeling that my hunch is... Oh, hang on. There's a cabin there as well. Could we be looking at that one? So we've got the cabin there. Got a cabin there. There's a couple more cabins up in the woods here that we cannot really see. What's that? That's another cabin. Yeah, which cabin is which? There should be one. That's a cabin as well, isn't it? Those are two windows we see over there. So that's got to be that one. Has to be. That's the one that's closest to the road of the ones we've seen. So let's just have a look here. Does it have the shape? Yes, it definitely has the right shape. So, and there's just a little puzzle by this thingy here, but we should, let's see, we're looking down perpendicular to the road. So, and perpendicular to the road, not to the cabin. Let's see, looking north, looking west. Looking northwest. Yeah, I think I'm onto something there. Let's try that. Nice. Well, that was 2 quick rounds of Agder. And yeah, some nice spreads in the outbacks and the sort of semi-rural areas. So, or semi-urban areas. So I'm well happy with that. And that's it. That's Agder done for the series. And I'm still glad that you're with me here on the Tiny Dot in Space. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode when it's up. Until then, bye-bye.